Astagfirullah ya Allah ya Rabbi, astagfirullah. 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 Astagfirullah ya Allah. Astagfirullah. Astagfirullah. Astagfirullah ya Allah, astagfirullah. Astagfirullah.
Banyak punya pajakin. Banyak punya pajakin. Bunga ngalike.
In North Sumatra, the city of Sibolga is once again facing the devastating effects of sudden flash floods and landslides. This time, the impact has been severe enough to dramatically alter the flow of the Aek Godang River, an important waterway that cuts through the region. What was once a deep, moving river has now become noticeably shallow, reshaped by powerful natural forces over the past week. According to reports from Antara on Sunday, December 7, 2025, the changes began after a series of landslides sent huge amounts of earth and debris crashing into the river. By the time the weather cleared, the river's water level had visibly dropped. Sand, rocks, and even large logs were carried downstream and settled on the riverbed, creating new formations and narrowing the space where water could actually flow. One of the most striking changes is at the river's boundary point, where the riverbanks have widened, yet the water itself occupies a much smaller area than before. In some sections, the middle of the riverbed no longer resembles a river at all. It now looks like dry land. The landslide material has accumulated so heavily that people can walk across areas that were once deep and fast-moving. Local resident Sonia described the situation with concern. She explained that heavy rainfall between November 25th and 27th intensified the river's flow, sweeping loose soil and landslide debris from the hills and pushing it downstream. As the material built up along the river's path, it spilled into neighborhoods and buried large portions of the riverbed. Now the river resembles land and can be crossed by people on foot. Before the incident, the current was deep, Sonia said. Her words reflect how dramatically and quickly the river's character has changed. This transformation has had serious consequences for people living nearby. With the river's natural flow disrupted, water could no longer move through its usual channels. Instead, it spilled outward, causing flash floods that submerged parts of the highway and inundated residential areas along the Sibolga Central Tapanuli route. Roads that serve as vital connections for daily travel and local commerce were temporarily cut off, and homes were left surrounded, or in some cases filled, with muddy water. For many residents, the threat didn't stop when the rain did. The unstable conditions in the hills meant that more landslides could occur at any time. Fearing further danger, several families made the difficult decision to evacuate. They sought shelter at the HKBP Sibolga Julu Church Hall in Angjin Nauli village, hoping for safety and stability until the situation improved. The Sibolga Regional Disaster Management Agency, or BEBD, reported that approximately 700 residents took refuge in the church hall during the peak of the emergency. For days, families lived away from home, waiting for water levels to recede and for the weather to calm enough to ensure it was safe to return. Community volunteers, church members, and local authorities worked together to provide support, from temporary sleeping arrangements to basic necessities. As conditions gradually improved, some evacuees began making their way back home. The rain finally eased, and the river's water level began to return closer to normal. Sonia noted that residents have started cleaning their homes, clearing mud, debris, and damaged belongings left behind by the flooding. She also expressed hope that authorities will take steps to restore and stabilize the river's flow to prevent future disasters. Her hope is shared by many throughout Sibolga. The Aek Godang River is more than just a body of water. It is part of the community's daily life and environment. When the river changes, the city feels the impact immediately. This recent event highlights how vulnerable many areas in Indonesia are to extreme weather, especially with increasing rainfall patterns and shifting natural landscapes. Local officials are now assessing the full extent of the damage and considering the best ways to address the buildup in the river. Clearing debris, reinforcing riverbanks, and monitoring hillside stability will be key steps in preventing similar disasters in the future. Community awareness and preparedness have proven crucial in this incident, especially as residents acted quickly to seek safety. Even as recovery begins, the emotional and physical toll on the community remains. Families returning home must rebuild not just structures, but their sense of security. Yet, as often seen in times of crisis, the spirit of togetherness in Sibolga has been clear. Neighbors have supported one another, and local groups have stepped in to help. As the city works toward restoring normalcy, this disaster serves as a reminder of the importance of environmental management, early warning systems, and community resilience.
Astagfirullah ya Allah. Astagfirullah. Astagfirullah. Astagfirullah ya Allah. Astagfirullah.
Ada barang-barang di bacaan nih. Pupuk madalan.
Siapa?
Apa?